Whether you're new to iPads or just want to learn a few extra tricks, you're in the right place. Welcome to episode 3 of From Beginner to iPad Pro. This is my monthly series where I share 5 simple tips to help you get the most out of your iPad. Whether you use it for work, everyday tasks, or just a bit of fun, these tips are easy to learn and super practical. Let's get into the video. Okay, so up first, I'm going to show you how you can add stacked widgets to your home screen. So you can see here we just have normal widgets just sitting there, and that's fine. But if you want to add a few more widgets to your home screen but not have your home screen looking really cluttered, this can be really helpful. So first of all, we're going to add a few widgets to our home screen, and then I'll show you how to stack them. So to add a widget, we're going to press and hold on our home screen, and you can see here all of our apps and widgets are now wiggling, which gives us this edit button. Click on the edit button and then go add widget. And then once you're in this screen, you'll have a whole list of apps that have widgets available to them. And so you can go through this list and select any apps that you want to have a widget for. So let's say I want to add my calendar widget, and then you can choose from a few different sizes. So I'm going to pick this one. I quite like that size. And then we're going to go add widget. And then we're going to go back up to edit. And then we're going to add another widget. And for this one, I think I want my news app. So I'm going to click on particle. And then I want to match the same size as my calendar widget, which is this one. And we'll go add. And then I'll add one more widget, but you can really have as many as you want. But I find sort of 2 to 3 is a good number. Another good one you might like is the weather widget. So let's click the weather, go across to the size we want. Now to stack our widgets, we want to make sure we're in the edit mode where they're wiggling. And then we're going to click and drag them on top of the other one that's the same size. So I'll get my news widget, and drop it. And now you can see there's 3 dots there, meaning there's 3 widgets stacked. So now that we've stacked our widgets, we'll go done. So now if you flick through, you can easily scroll through the widgets, and it just looks a lot nicer than having your screen full of apps and widgets everywhere. It just makes things a bit nicer. And then if we just click and hold on the screen again, we can organize all of our apps however we like, just to make it look a little bit neater. So you can drop any size widget on top of another. They just have to match in size. So I could drop this one on here. And if you wanted to unstack a widget, you just press and hold. So you come into editing mode again, tap on the widget. I also like to turn off smart rotate because I find it annoying. It rotates to whatever it thinks it should be showing you, but I like to flick through them myself. And also widget suggestion. If this is turned on, it will add widgets into there that it thinks you might use. So I also like to turn that off, but that's up to you whether you want them on. But if you want to get rid of a stack, you just come in here and click on the one you want to drag out. And that's how you stack widgets. Okay, so this next tip is for Safari tab groups. So let's open up Safari. So this is a great way to keep your browsing more organized on your iPad. So if you've ever had a bunch of tabs open for totally different things and you wish you could just separate them all into groups, this is how you can do it. So up the top here, you can see this little icon here. It's like a square with a plus in it. And this will create groups. So you can see here, I have a few groups already. I've got a meal planning, tech research, and a shopping one. And you can open up a bunch of different websites within these groups and they will just stay there. So if these are websites that you regularly go to and refer back to, they will be organized within the group and you can flick through to them and the web pages will always be open there for you. So to create a Safari tab group, let's just go up to this icon up here and then we'll go new empty group tab. And let's make one for holiday research. So this could be really helpful if you're planning out a holiday and you're working with a bunch of different websites that you don't want to lose. We can name the group and then go save. And then it's going to add a group over here. And then up in the search bar, we can go to a website that we might use for doing research for a holiday. So maybe Expedia. And then maybe another website would be Airbnb. Then maybe something for flights. Use web jet. These are just all random examples. And so now if you close out of your Safari, and we can close right out of it, and then when we open back into it, we have these websites here all ready to go so we can continue working on our holiday research. It just makes it a lot easier to group things into categories so you can find them again later. And while we're on the topic of staying organized, if you want your news feed to feel just as tidy and as personalized as your Safari tabs, that's where today's video sponsor Particle comes in. It's a well-designed news app that's simple to use. When you open it, you get a scrollable feed of news cards based on what you're actually interested in. I was checking out a story about ISO 26 beta update, and when I tapped onto it, Particle gave me a quick overview, then pulled in a bunch of articles from different news sites, all covering the same story. You can even choose how the overview is written, like explain like I'm 5, opposite sides, or the 5 W's. Super helpful whether you just want a quick summary or a different perspective. If the story is political, Particle shows a little blue to red line above the overview. Tap that and it will show you where each article sits on the political spectrum. It's such a good way to get the full picture instead of one side. Particle is completely free with no ads, and you can download it on your iOS devices using the link in the description, or just search for Particle News in the App Store. Thanks to Particle for sponsoring this video. Okay, so the next tip I'm going to show you is how to customize your control center. So if you don't know how to find your control center, it's when you swipe down from the top on the side here. So if you swipe down from the middle, that's going to give you your lock screen or your notification screen. And if you swipe down from the side, it's going to give you your control center. So I've set this up to have quick access to certain things that I use a lot. So I like to change my screen brightness a lot, and having that right there where I can just quickly flick down and change my screen brightness, that's really handy. And also the volume. The other one I use a lot is the Bluetooth, and I've also set up a few other things here that I use quite a lot. To customize this screen, you can hit this plus button up here, and now you can remove anything that you don't use. So let's say you don't use screen mirroring, you just hit the minus button and that will take it away. You can also resize these icons by just grabbing the corner and resizing them. And then to add a new control, hit add a control. And in here is a huge list of all different controls that you can use. So you can go through this and add in anything that you think you want quick access to. So a really good one is the scan code. So if you ever need to scan a QR code, you can use this one. So we're going to hit that, and you can move it around to any spot you want. You can even change the size of it. So I like to make them a bit bigger so you can actually read what it's for. Let's go to add a control again, and we can go through this list and add a few more. Quick notes is a good one. So let's add quick notes, and we might add, let's say, the low power mode. So when our iPad is starting to go flat, we can put it into low power mode. And if we just tap over here, that's going to save them in place. So you can come in here and customize this any way you like to give yourself quick access to certain things. So I'll show you a few of the other ones I like. I like this screen rotate lock. So you know when sometimes like you're on your iPad or even your phone and your screen keeps flipping in another direction when you're trying to read something, if you're holding it on like a certain angle, you can come in here and just quickly lock the screen in a certain position so it doesn't change its orientation. This one here is for like ambient music. So if I'm just working on my iPad, but I want a little bit of background music, I can just hit this ambient music and it's going to play some randomly selected ambient music. So we hit play. I'll just pause that. But yeah, so there's also another one if we just come up to the plus and go add controls. They have a few other music ones which are good. You have sleep, chill, productivity, and well-being. So you can add those in if you ever want any ambient music. Also, if you press and hold on a lot of these icons, you'll get a few more options. So if we press and hold, you can see for our Bluetooth, it gives us the Bluetooth settings. So if we wanted to connect to something quickly, you can just press and hold instead of going into settings, going into Bluetooth, then opening settings. So yeah, spend some time customizing this for what you need, and it can be a really helpful thing. So this next tip is how to make this dock a bit more useful. So You might just think this dock is where you put maybe your most used apps, but there are a few more things we can do with it to make it a bit more useful and customized to your needs. So if we go into settings, and then if we scroll down to home screen and app library, we have a few dock settings in here that we can use. So under dock, we have show app library in dock. So if we turn this on and then go back out, now you can see we have a new icon here. And if we click on that, it's going to automatically open up our app library. So you can just get to the app library by swiping across, and depending on how many app pages you have, if you have a few, it might take a few swipes to get here. But if you only have one page of apps like me, it's probably not necessary to have this button here since it is just one swipe. But if you have 3 or 4 pages of apps, it might just be easier to add this in the dock to quickly open up your app libraries so you can use the search or come in here to find the app that you need. If we go back into the settings, the other one is show suggested and recent apps in dock. So if you turn this one on and we go back out, it's going to put down here any recently used or suggested apps that it thinks you might want to use here. So just before we were in Safari, so it's just put it here in case we want to quickly go back into it. So if we go into, let's say, the App Store, and then we close out of it, it's going to put the App Store down here because we were just recently in there. So you can find it a lot quicker. So for me, I like to have these turned off because I just like to keep everything very minimal. And I only have one page of apps, so it's easy to get over to the app library. But depending on how you use your iPad, you might find those two features really handy. So yeah, it's just a good thing to know. Try them out, see if you like it. If you don't, you can always turn it back off. But yeah, that's just another handy little tip to know. So in this tip, I'm going to show you how you can customize your lock screen. So what you want to do is make sure your iPad's unlocked like this, and then we can just swipe down from the top. And then if we press and hold, it's going to bring us into this view, and then we can go customize. And then we're going to choose the lock screen. And in here now you can see we have a few options. So first we'll take a look at adding widgets to the lock screen. So we'll click on here and we can go through and add a few things that we might want to see on our lock screen. So we might want to see the date and maybe our battery info. We can add a little weather icon. You can go through this list and add anything you would like to have on your home screen. And then we can click out of that. And then if you want to remove any, just click and hold. And then because I already have a battery widget on the other page, I'm just going to remove that. I'm going to drag this one above there, leave it like that. Next, we can customize the way the clock looks. So if we click on the clock, you have a few different fonts you can choose from. You can pick whichever one you think looks nice. So I'm going to use this one, and you can make it thinner or thicker. And you can also change the color. So if you pick this first color here, it's actually going to match it in with your wallpaper, or you can go through and pick whatever color you think looks nice. So I like just to keep it on this one because it matches in quite nicely. And if we click out of that, you also have the option to change the date. So if you don't want the date, you could have something like the weather or any of these other things here. But I find the date is probably the best option for this one. So I like to keep it on that. But you could also have your next meeting pop up there, which could be helpful. But for me, I just like the date nice and clear there as well. Although I did just put it over here. So you can choose where you want to have it. It's totally up to you. And then we also have down here, if you want to change your wallpaper, so you could come in here and select a different wallpaper. And you can also change the color tone of your wallpaper. Yeah, I usually just keep it on natural because that's obviously how the wallpaper comes. So yeah, that's just how you can customize your lock screen for your iPad. And then when you're all done, just hit done. And then that will save it. And so every time your iPad is locked, this is what you'll see. That's it for this month's iPad tips. 5 more easy ways to make your iPad more useful, more productive, or just a little bit more fun to use. Let me know in the comments which tips you didn't know about. And if you found this video helpful, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next episode. And a big thanks to Particle for sponsoring this video. There's a link in the description if you would like to download the app from the App Store for free. And if you've missed any of the other episodes in my iPad tip series, you can check out the playlist here. Thanks for watching.